And those are some ways that you can sit. That is assured, that is very ladylike, and that shows that you know who you are, you know how to sit, you know how to carry yourself. Trust me, people are always watching you. A lady is also disciplined. And that is something also that I grow into and I strive for every day. So younger ladies that are younger than me, learn that discipline early so that you don't have to, learn it as an old dog like I am. Because sometimes it can be hard. So, a lady it's disciplined. And I also thought of another D. She's also determined. But she's disciplined in, her finances, which is one area that I definitely need growth in. She's disciplined in her relationship with the Lord especially, but she's also disciplined in her relationship with others, which is something that I work on too, just in terms of, keeping in contact with my friends and checking on them to see how they're doing and that sort of thing. She's also disciplined when it comes to education, meaning that she is a lifelong learner. Whether you have a GED or a PhD, you're constantly learning, you're constantly wanting to better yourself and gain more knowledge, pertinent knowledge, that can help you. There's a lot of knowledge out there. A lot of it is trivial and just not worth you knowing, but knowledge that you can definitely put to good use. She's also disciplined in her health and nutrition and taking care of herself. Another area that I try to work on as well. I don't go to the gym quite as much as I probably should. I try to be somewhat disciplined in my water intake and in my diet. So, a lady learns how to be disciplined in those areas. Not saying that you're batting 100 every time. There are going to be days, times, and seasons where some of that is off kilter. But as much as possible, you strive toward that on a pretty consistent basis. That to me sets you apart from definitely most other women out there, is if you carry yourselves in that way. And then lastly, a lady is young at heart. I absolutely love being around older people. I just think that they're wise. I think that they are funny and fun, and they tell the truth. Like once they get to a certain point in life, they're like, I'm done with being politically correct. I'm just going to tell it like it is. And a lot of times they are just fun. They are so young at heart. I was sitting beside a woman at the Hampton Jazz Festival, and she was telling me about some of her friends who were elderly in their 80s and 90s, and they went dancing every week, and they traveled all of these different places, and I was just so encouraged by the fact that they didn't let old age and some brittle bones and that sort of thing, and not feeling the best all the time, keep them from living their life. And so a lady is always young at heart. One of my sorors passed in May, soror Dorothy Height. She was in her 90s, 98 years old or something like that, and literally right up until, she was hospitalized and in and out of a coma or pretty gravely ill. She was involved in meetings and was an advisor to President Obama. And he told the story at her funeral service of a meeting that they had scheduled to have with, some civil rights and black leaders in the community. And she was the only woman that was going to attend, and that was during the time where it snowed really hard in that area. and you know, she's in a wheelchair bound, and she was like, y'all men ain't getting in that room, and coming up with this whole bunch of stuff without me being there. So I just really appreciate the fact that despite her age, despite her even her physical condition, that she remained young at heart, that her mind was really, really sharp. I think it's important for you to keep your mind sharp, which goes back to that discipline and being disciplined in your education. My grandmother only had a 9th grade education, and she read the newspaper every day, she read the Bible every day, watched the news every day. She loved C-SPAN. I mean, I don't think half the time she may have known specifically what they were talking about in Congress or the Senate, but she just loved watching it, and she was up on a lot of issues as a result, even with a 9th grade education and in her 80s. So that is my introduction, or my first video in my God and Me series. I hope that you found some little nugget somewhere in my ramblings that you could use and that you could apply. I will probably, you know, play off of this quite a bit and come up with some other stuff along these same lines. I hope all is well with you. Please leave comments below or questions. I would love to hear from you regarding this. Take care. Bye-bye.